Hey everyone, Rock DIY here. I did a previous video on my PVC dust collection system a while ago, and then the hoses, and then the actual dust collector, which is from Vevor. This system is really not doing what I needed to do. Other than a bag, there is no actual filtration system, a filter, a HEPA filter, or anything like that. It's just the bag. It's Rockler Dust Right. It's a combination system with a HEPA filter, plus it's got a collection drum at the bottom. It's got a plastic bag that goes directly under the HEPA filter. It's a 2-box system. The main box weighs about 100 pounds, which is the motor, and then you got the HEPA filter. I think it's probably about 25 pounds. I've read a lot of reviews about this. Some people say that the measurements for putting it on a wall are off. So if you want the system to sit on the floor and still be able to pull the drum out, you got to drop it a ½ inch off of what they say. Otherwise, they're not going to have a good connection between them. There's some other issues that I've heard about it, but I don't want to bring it up as an issue if I don't find that it's an issue myself. The other thing I've heard is that putting the actual motor up on the wall, because it's pretty heavy, it's easier with 2 people versus 1 person. But I think the weight of that one is probably pretty close to the weight of this one, and I was able to put that one up on the wall. But I think with this one you actually have the ability to put your bolts in the wall and then just lift it up and slide it in place, and then it locks down, and then you just tighten the bolts. But we'll see. I'm gonna go to set this all up. Let's see what we got here. All right, so there is the bottom dust collector. Some things I'm seeing right away, and I did see it in the reviews, is this right here is not even round. There's like a big dent here, it's been in here, and it just looks crooked all the way around. I'm not sure what's up with that. And then where they joined it, there's a seam right here, but when you look inside, it's not even a straight line. It's kind of at an angle. There's the window, and here's where the wheels will go on. This is the filter. It's not that heavy. This is where it joins to the motor, and then you can see inside here the little plastic flippers that scrape the inside of the filter to get it to fall down, and you need to do that pretty frequently. I will probably have to do it every time because of the amount of humidity we have here. If I leave it on there, it's gonna stay on there pretty stuck for a while. Here's the 100-pound box. Some clamps. instructions, foam tape, clamps, seals, agitator bar, mounting plates, these are the tools that you'll need, and these tools right here are what came with the dust collector. And these 3 wrenches aren't that great. Hex wrenches are okay, but for some reason I only had to use this one and not that one. Now, some of the other tools that you're going to need, you're going to need a level, you know, when you put it up on the wall, just to make sure that if you're using cleats or you're just trying to make sure that everything's level, you will need a level. Drill bits, the masking tape. You may need masking tape for when you go to put the bag on, mainly the HEPA filter. You want to put this on there to hold it in place while you try to get it on. It's a pain in the butt to get on. The bag that goes in the drum is not an issue. You're going to need a tape measure, and of course if you're using if you're putting it on over drywall, you're going to need a stud finder. I've got a punch, and I use the punch for when I put the screws or the lag bolts into the boards, because I didn't want the drill bits skipping around and making the holes off from where they need to be. I've got a drill, and I've got an extension for sockets. Got a small socket wrench, an extension, and then all the various sizes. I think it's 10, actually 5 through 14. And I've got a razor blade. You're gonna need the razor blade to cut the foam tape, and then you also may need it to take some of the plastic off some of the parts, because in some cases they put it on there pretty tight in a lot of plastic. You need the small Phillips and a larger Phillips, and then I've also got various wrenches, and these are ratcheting wrenches, and that's in case you need 2 different wrenches or sockets at the same time. Got a pen, a marker, alcohol. I do highly recommend it when you're putting foam tape on. Use some alcohol to clean up those spots. And because I used a Craig jig on mine to put screws into the wood, I had to use a T25 extension in order to get my screws all the way in. I've got some T25 deck screws, and I've also got these 2-inch self-tap screws that I use. I needed these because of the metal uprights of my building, and got the T25 bit and the Phillips bit, and then also a sinker bit. Not really necessary unless you want to sink the heads of any screws that you put in. There's everything that I used beyond what they provided.